all over again.
Okay, so good afternoon everybody. Before I start the speech, similar to Al, I'd just like to say a quick thank you to Adam and Kev, my two support acts for this evening. I'd also like to begin in proposing a toast to the beautiful bridesmaids, Sue, Lou and Kath, and also the flower girls, Charlotte, Gracie and Evie. So, I'm sure you all agree that they look beautiful and outshone only by our bride Don, who looks absolutely stunning. So, cheers. Cheers. Get it down. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Rich, and I'm Al's best man. It is an honour for me to be able to return the duty to such a great mate who I've grown up with. Al did a pretty good job to his speech at my wedding. However, he didn't do as good a job to me as the stag do. It is fair to say that it was a bit slap happy at times.
I needed a spreadsheet, that's right.
But I whipped up a real treat for him on Saturday night.
It's hot in here, isn't it? Have you seen how many colours he's got? That's what's worrying.
When Al asked me to be his best man, obviously I was delighted. In short, my duties were to ensure that Al got to the church on time, that he was well presented and looking handsome. Well, the first didn't pose too much of an issue. The second was generally taken care of by the men's outfitters. And the last, well, the job description was best man. Wanting to do the speech justice, I set out about doing some research online. Now, anyone who has used the internet will know it's very easy to get sidetracked. Especially when the wife's out. Joking aside, I did find some information on continental drift. Now, I know you haven't come here for a lecture on plate tectonics and geography, but this is interesting stuff. Apparently, the continents of Europe and America are moving towards each other at a rate of about 5 centimetres a year. Now, this is very slow progress. Scientists have actually created a scale to measure things that move very slowly, known as the Allen Horse scale. As it is based on the time that it has taken him to reinstate that gas trench we dug 12 months ago. Well, having gone to primary school with Al, I soon realised that he was going to be a hugely intelligent, successful kind of guy, attracting not only lots of women in his teenage years, but boys as well.
I went with him in the game. Let's get it.
It was at this point that it came as quite a shock that his mother, Liz, decided to ship him off to an all-boys school for further education. That's right, ladies and gents, Devonport High School for Gays is... is where Al studied for some years and later returned with blonde highlights, terrible fashion sense, and an uncanny resemblance to Jamie Oliver. This, though, according to Al, further extended his intelligence. Although, come to think of it, I've never heard anyone ever mention Al's intelligence. Al did nothing to present any sort of defence about the growing rumour. He even went out one night for a late night drive with Darren Warden and they ended up in the hedge together. It's true. Al's driving cooking skills have always been open for debate, similar to his hairstyles, choice of body warmers, and three-quarter length trousers.
Don't put me that body warmer.
He walked out this shop one night wearing this body warmer. It's like one of the M&Ms. We became really good friends working in Pensilver stores, the village shop. It was here that Al would often cover for me being late on a Saturday morning after our Friday night binges on Bavaria and Buzz. So I would like to take the opportunity to say thanks for that, mate. After leaving the shop, Al had a spell at working at Horizon Eggs. It was here that he really came out of his shell. Al moved on to Cowden Council, where not only did he come up with the ingenious idea of turning off all the standby lights in the office to win himself a new push bike, it is also where he first laid eyes on Don. Flirting in the office resulted in a night out in the Colton suite. And the rest... It's a good job he didn't take her out for a meal. For those of you that have ever had the pleasure of eating with Al, it's like sitting at the rear end of a dustbin.
Something you could say.
Anyway, from Luxton to Cornwall, Al is now building up a high-flying career with many responsibilities. It was this that reminded me of the irony when Al said to me this morning that he was worried about spending tonight with Don. Ironic when I am constantly reminded by the footnote of his email that he is a performance manager. It's at this point that I'm going to have to disappoint you in the fact I can't really exploit Al much further on his wild and crazy past. This is not because of the bribe he has given me. By the way, Don, you know I'm coming to the medical meeting. Generally, whatever he was up to, I was stood right beside him. And with the fact that his mum, sister Lynn, and most importantly my wife Kira's here, I don't see it as a good idea. However, that said, if we are at the bar later, you know, come over, buy us a drink and we'll see what happens. Now, I would have liked to have given you both some advice on marriage, but seeing as I have not been married that long myself, I asked my dad. He said, boy, the reason that your mother's and my marriage is so successful is because we take the time to go to a restaurant 2 times a week, soft lighting, few drinks, and a slow dance. He said, I go Tuesdays and your mother goes Fridays. No, seriously though, I'll never forget what was written in my brother Jer's card from his father-in-law when he got married to Jo, and it was quite simple. A tree that bends in the wind will never break. I first met Don at a cards night that we had at a friend's house on the 20th of September 2009. So I don't panic. I actually won't. She was and still is lovely. Don, I can honestly say that I have not seen Al this settled nor this happy ever before. You both make a wonderful couple, and now with the addition of little Evie, you are a family dear to my heart, and I'm sure everyone else is in this room. Don, you have no worries that Al will maintain his high standards, and I am confident that he will be a great husband to you. Yeah. Thank you. It's on this note that I have immense pleasure in proposing a toast, so if you could please get to seats.
Do we?
Ladies and gents, if you could please be upstanding and joining with me to wish Al and Don all the very best for the future. To Al and Don. Hello,